Illuminating Encyclopedia of Reno Government, and the most qualified person to be on any elected board in all of northern Nevada. Sam, that's me. I'm an Air Force Academy graduate. I've spent many years flying fighters and bombers defending our nation. And I've been to 99.7% of all of the northern Nevada government meetings since I started my crusade in 1994. And also an expert on the Nevada Open Media Law, which actually should be called the Nevada Anti-Secrecy Law. And this morning, I was sitting with some of my adoring fans at coffee, and we started talking about the Nevada Open Media Law. And then we started talking about the Reno Gazette media mouses, and we got to wondering why don't those Reno Gazette media mouses have to obey the Nevada Open Media Law? These folks have to obey it. Reno has to obey it. The airport has to obey it. Convention Center has to obey it. Why doesn't the Reno Gazette have to obey the Open Media Law? And if you take a look into the Open Media Law, it defines the fact that every public body has to obey and abide by the Nevada Open Media Law. And then it says, what is a public body? A public body is defined as a body, among other things, that receives government funding. Government funding from the taxpayers. And I took a look at this little ballot questions in the paper this morning. You can imagine how much it costs to print all of these pages, and the voting registrar has to pay the Reno Gazette huge amounts of money to report that. The Reno Gazette, so I went home and I filed a Open Media Law complaint with the Attorney General of Nevada against the Reno Gazette media mouses who have been violating the Nevada Open Media Law for as long as we can remember. And it isn't just a matter of the fact that they're violating the Open Media Law with their secret meetings. It's a matter of they're taking all these tax funds that are coming in and they're using them to manipulate elections. They manipulated the Reno election in the primary with the mayor's case, where the front runner who was the challenger 4 years ago against the mighty Cashel. They manipulated that election to the degree that 21,180 votes disappeared for that young man, a Marine Corps veteran, who happens to be my son, who is the front runner. The Reno Gazette media mouses refused to print his name ever in the paper, and he reprinted everybody else's name over and over again. The Reno Gazette violates the Open Media Law way beyond anything that school board even thought of doing. The Reno Gazette should be dismantled.
That's all the public that I had.